Hey, how's it going, everybody? Cosmos here with another video again, and I didn't daily upload yesterday, so I'm gonna get in 2 or 3 videos today. So yeah, I gotta stay up on my grind. I won't forget it. I won't forget it, guys. Don't worry. But anyway, today's video is a crazy one, I might say, and it was actually, I think, the third time I was arrested. I'll do a couple story times and on the first two another time, but for today, I'm just gonna tell you on how I got arrested on my third time. So, I woke up one morning, just an average morning, but during the summertime, so it was nice, you know, no school, no nothing, no responsibilities, and I was around 17 at the time, so I really was into my exploring abandoned buildings type of age. Skate park and exploring abandoned buildings was like the two major things I did during this time. So yeah, my buddy calls me up. Let's call him Zaire. Okay. So Zaire hits me up and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go exploring this abandoned building with me and Jaden?" And I'm like, "You know what? Sure, I'll go with you because I have nothing else to do that day. It's summertime, and yeah, I just wanted to have fun, do what I normally do." So I said, yeah, let's go to this abandoned building. And it turns out that this abandoned building, he tells me, is an abandoned school. Now, abandoned schools, I've never been in one before. I've been in abandoned malls, abandoned factories, warehouses, the classic ones I feel like everyone's been in. But a school is kind of rare. I feel like I never really see any abandoned schools anywhere. So I was really happy about doing this one because, it's a new thing for me and something I've never done before. And I like to explore new places. I want to explore every place, to be honest. So yeah, no, that was awesome. He calls me and we end up meeting up. He picks me up from my house and we head towards this abandoned school. Now this abandoned school was about 45 minutes away from my house. It was kind of like out in the country, which was kind of weird because normally schools are towards like the city areas, but this one was out in the country. So yeah, we headed out there. About 45 minutes later, we get there, and first off, there's a couple like cars in the parking lot. Now that's not too weird because with abandoned buildings, I feel like a lot of weird people always go, to the parking lots, maybe to do drugs, maybe to go in there themselves, do all sorts of things. So, I didn't really question it too much, but we still kind of got sketched out by it, so we parked in the back, like kind of on the side of like this main road where we could just like hop the fence and kind of climb in through the back. But yeah, I don't know why we really didn't like check out who these cars were, because they didn't look like professional cars or anything. Like if they would be security, because sometimes abandoned buildings have security, but no, this one was more just like old looking cars that really just looked like it would probably be some teenager cars. Alright, so we hopped the fence and we're kind of going in through like this back window kind of door thing that was broken. So it was really easy to get in. Nothing too difficult that we had to do because it was just broken. But I don't know, because I thought in my mindset if those cops or security or whatever were over there, then they would have like boarded up these places so people actually can get in. But no, it seemed like it was highly abandoned and not a lot of people. Like I seen a lot of graffiti, but no signs of anybody. So that means like it's completely abandoned. I feel like, cause who's gonna let them graffiti if there's a bunch of security on the other side? So I don't know. We go through and we just start exploring. Looking floor to floor. This is about a 3-story school, so it was kind of big. It was really big, in fact, and it was made out of brick. It looked really cool, to be honest, and I wish I had a picture of it, but I don't. But no, this looked like an awesome abandoned school, so we went exploring through it, and we got to about the second floor, and we started to hear some noise, some like the cars driving away. That's what I presume they were, because I heard vehicles like running and starting to move around, so I was like, oh cool, those people are just leaving, and the school really didn't have too many windows, so I couldn't see towards the parking lot in the front, which was kind of a bad thing because, just in case anybody did come, we wouldn't really be able to see, we'd only be able to hear. And this story all really escalates once we get to the third floor. Because once we get to the third floor, we start to hear people like shuffling around inside of the building. And now, I'm gonna be honest. Normally, I'm a paranoid person who always like thinks that we're gonna die or something like that, but in this case, I just thought it was gonna be some other explorers. But then I heard some radio chatter, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this isn't the normal people, you know? People don't have radio chatter." So I hear these cops or security or whatever they were barreling up the stairs, okay? And they were like, "If you guys are in here, you gotta come out right now, and you gotta come with us." And me, Jaden, and Zaire just start freaking out, okay? So there was only one staircase in the school, keep in mind. Because there was two staircases to get to the second floor, but only one to get to the third floor. And that's the one that they were coming up. So we're freaking out because we have no way down, okay? So we end up trying to like, find a way out, see if there's any like windows or anything, which is pretty stupid because it's a third floor, like there's nothing that we can really hop out of from a third floor. But we end up finding this one window that could budge, and we look down, and there's a giant pile of garbage, one story like tall. Like this garbage pile was literally stacked up an entire story. And I think you guys already know what happens, but we make this stupid idea and we jump off the third floor, basically 3 floors down, straight into a pile of trash, which was such a dumb idea now that I go back on it because there could have been like metal in there could have been like sharp objects, there could have been anything at all that we could have just flew into and we would have died or seriously got hurt. So we jump off this, okay? We jump off this crazy, crazy 3-story building straight into this trash, and I go last, okay? So Jaden goes first, he jumps off, says it's all good. Zaire goes second, he says it's all good. And then when I jump down, and I end up twisting my ankle like really bad. Because I'd broken my ankle previously, like 2-3 weeks before then, so like my ankle was still like pretty messed up, okay? So yeah, I fall and I twist my ankle, okay? And this is the most throbbing pain I've ever had in my entire life. And that's not very good when you have to escape some police. So Jaden immediately books it straight through the forest, kind of like to the main road where we parked our car. And Zaire kind of does the same. He stays back with me a little bit to make sure I'm okay. But then he ends up running off too. And the police officers, they had only made it to the first floor through the window. They hadn't even made it to the third floor yet. So I literally turn around, I see the broken window, and I see some police officers running straight out. And they run all the way up to me, and they're like, "Hey, you, stop right there." And I start freaking out, like I can't run. There's no place I can run. So I kind of just let it happen. They take me, they put me in cuffs, and they bring me to the cop car, and they're yelling at me. They're like, "Tell me where your friends went right now. Where are you guys? Who are you with? How many are there?" And I'm just like so stunned, like I'm in pain, my ankle's throbbing, and like I just don't know what to do. And eventually they take me away, okay? Because I don't know where my friends went, to be honest. I don't tell them the car that they were driving, nothing. I say that we like biked over here and that we just like lived down the road, which was a complete utter lie, okay? And so he ends up taking me away to the police station and calls my mom and my dad and ends up like I get picked up because I was 17 at the time. I was too young, or they didn't really want to put me in jail, but they ended up giving me a $450 fine, which was insane at the time, and I basically I like paid my entire life savings onto this one ticket. And not only that, but I was grounded for a long, long time for going to jail, okay? So yeah, that's the story and how I got arrested my third time. If you guys want to hear the other two stories about how I got arrested my first two times, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe. And yeah, I think that's the end of the story. Jaden and Zaire got away. Of course I didn't, thanks to my ankle. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.